Hi guys, this is Lou and Skaggs and welcome to the channel. Now to get started, we'll be using these cooling racks. And they come two in a pack, which is perfect for what we need. Now we will take something round like this tin and we would use this to bend the cooling rack. Now we are using something round like this because between these areas here, they tend to stay straight. So this helps give us the curve even in these areas. Now we'll continue bending the cooling rack until we get the desired shape that we need. Now if this is your first time here, consider subscribing and press the bell icon so you could be notified whenever I upload a new video. Once we have the desired shape that we need, we'll cover it with our floor mesh shape wrap. So we'll take our floor mesh shape wrap and measure how much we need and cut them into strips. Now I'll be using E6000 to glue down the floor mesh shape wrap. Now you could use any strong adhesive to glue it down. And we want to also make sure that these raised edges are in the inside, because this will definitely affect our project if it's not in the inside. Now as we're gluing on our floor mesh shape wrap, we want to make sure that all of them is going in a straight line. We don't want any bending in like this because that would give us problems when we're gluing on our gems. Now we'll use this wire that I picked up from the Dollar Tree to make a grid so that we could attach the gems. Now we'll attach the wire on the widest side of the curve so that the wire could stay in place. Now after doing this, I could say that it's better to put on these wires first before putting on the flower mesh shape wrap. Because once you put on the flower mesh shape wrap, it's not as easy to wrap the wires. Now I'll be attaching 4 wires going in this direction. Now we will start adding wires going in this direction. Now we'll add some glue and repeat this process 5 more times. Now once we're finished, this is the way it should look. Now we'll put some glue between here just to make sure that our gems doesn't slip around. Now I'll be using these gems that I picked up from the Dollar Tree and I'll be gluing them on in this pattern. Now we'll continue this process all the way through and this is what we'll have. Now we will take a piece of foam board and place it right here in the back so that we could measure how much we need. Now I'm taking a razor blade so that I could mark the points where you need to cut. Now all you have to do is place it on the table, use a ruler and cut a straight line. Now we would glue the foam board right on the 2 end wires. Now I'll be using these clear acrylic crystal beads for this project. Now I wondered why they had this tie at the end, and then I realized that if you drop it in the midst, then you wouldn't be able to find the end. So this was very brilliant having this tie at the end. Now we'll also be using these clear acrylic chandelier drops at the end of our crystals. Now we'll count the amount of crystals we need for each row. We'll take it apart and put on our chandelier drops. Now don't forget to tie your piece of fabric back on the end. Now this is how we'll be putting on our chandelier drops. We'll put a little bit of glue to make sure that it stays straight. Then we'll hold it in place until it's dry. Then I use 1 strand in this position. Then I use 5 strands in this position. Then I use 7 strands here. And finally 11 strands here. Now we will take our mirror reflective paper, and there's lines at the back, so we'll count 2 of the lines and cut it right here. Now the link for this and all the materials needed for this project would be found in the description down below. Now we will peel and stick the reflective paper onto a poster board first, because we want to make sure that it stays smooth. If you stick it onto a rough surface, it will get a rough finish. So we want to stick it onto something smooth first and then stick it onto our wall sconce. Now we will peel off the clear plastic to reveal the shine. Now to decorate the top and the bottom, I'll be using this Christmas decoration, and I'll be cutting it right at this point here. Now you could use any decoration that you want for this part. This is just what I had at home, so this is what I'll be using. Now I'll glue 1 gem in the middle of the decoration. Now for the lights, I'll be using these remote control battery operated lights that I picked up from on Amazon. Now they come with these round disc pads that you could use to stick it onto your project. Now I like using these lights because I like using the remote control to turn on all of the lights at the same time and turn them off at the same time. So I would have the link for these and all the materials needed for this project in the description down below. So to put in the lights, all we have to do is peel the sticker. And it's really sticky. Now I'll be using 2 of these lights for 1 wall sconce. Now to hang it on the wall, we'll be using command strip. Now it's very light, but I'll be using 2 of the small command strips to hang it on the wall. Now let's go and hang it on the wall and see how it looks. Now this is it without any lights turned on. Now this is it with the lights turned on and the curtains drawn. Now I really love the way that these wall sconces turned out, and I'd love to know in the comment section down below if this is something that you like and if it's something that you like to try out. Now I love the way that these wall sconces turned out so much that I'm thinking about making a matching side table, and I'd love to know from you guys in the comment section down below if you guys would want to see a matching side table for these wall sconces. Let me know in the comments section down below. So thanks for taking the time out to watch this video. You have a blessed and awesome day. Now if you like this video, you may also like these as well. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next one.